A New Beginning presents a great book from Pastor Greg Laurie called Hope for America.
As we're in a political season right now, we need to vote. We should be informed on the issues as Americans and as Christians, but we should also recognize the ultimate hope for our nation is turning back to God. So I talk about this and a lot more in a book I've written called Hope for America. And I want to send it to you for your gift of any size.
Get your copy at harvest.org.
Liam Payne was a member of the boy band One Direction. They sold a staggering 70 million records. He reached the pinnacle of success, had global fame. Because of that, he spent a lot of time in hotel rooms, and tragically, he fell off the third-level balcony in a hotel room in Argentina. In an interview, he talked about his struggles with drugs and hitting rock bottom.
My dad said it from day one, lonely hotel rooms, man. Getting locked in that room is not fun. I was worried how far my rock bottom was going to be. Where's rock bottom for me? And you would never have seen it. I'm very good at hiding it. No one would have ever have seen it. But rock bottom, I mean, I don't even know if I hit it yet.
So sad. You know, how is it that you could have all of that success and all of that fame and have your life spiral out of control? We've heard it so many times. Why? Well, it's nothing new. Go all the way back to King Solomon, who was powerful and wealthy and famous and had every pleasure his world offered. And he said, I looked at everything I had accomplished and it was all emptiness. And we keep hearing this same story over and over again. You know, I think when you're trying to climb that ladder of success, whatever you perceive it to be, you feel that once I get to the top, I'm going to be happy. Once I get to the top, I'll find contentment. But some make it to the top. They realize their dreams and then some. And when they get to the top, they find out there's nothing there. Take Tom Brady, undeniably the GOAT, the greatest of all time. And after he had won 3 Super Bowl rings, ultimately he won 7, he made this statement: why do I have 3 Super Bowl rings and still think there's something greater out there for me? I mean, maybe a lot of people would say, hey man, this is what it is. Well, I reached my goal, my dream, my life. And I think, God, it's got to be more than this. Brad Pitt, who's been a very successful actor, said, quote, I know all these things are supposed to seem important to us, the car, the condo, our versions of success. But if that's the case, why is the general feeling out there reflecting more impotence and isolation and desperation and loneliness? Then there's Lady Gaga, who's had a very successful career in music and in film, who said, quote, I won an Oscar. I sang at the Super Bowl, but in some ways I still feel empty inside. I think it's because I'm still searching for who I am and where I fit in. Let me tell you something about every person. They may be famous, like the people I mentioned. They may be infamous. They may be unknown. Everyone is empty inside. God effectively made us this way, with a hole in our heart, if you will. The Bible says God made his creation subject to emptiness. And you know what? It's an emptiness that only God can fill. Drugs won't fill it. Alcohol won't fill it. Sexual experiences or possessions won't fill it. Only God can fill this hole in our life. Number 2, everyone is lonely. You may have a lot of friends. You may have a lot of followers on social media. But here's the bottom line. You feel lonely and isolated. Even in a crowded room, you feel this loneliness. That's because essentially it's a loneliness for God himself. Here's another thing that's true of every person. Everyone is guilty. We feel a guilt deep down inside. Why? Because we're guilty. Because we've sinned. We've broken God's commandments. And finally, everyone is afraid to die. Oh, they may have a lot of bravado and say, I'm not afraid of dying. They are deep down inside. And the answer for all of these people is a relationship with God. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, and whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. I wish I could have shared that message with Liam Payne, but I do want to share that message with you. What you're looking for in life is a relationship with God. Nothing else will fill that void deep inside of you. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to my podcast. Before you go, I wanted to let you know about the important work we're doing here at Harvest. You know, we've had the same goal these last 50 years, which is simply this. We want to know God and we want to make him known. And we do that in a lot of ways. Documentary films, animation, radio, television, large-scale evangelistic events, and more. If you want to be a part of what we're doing to fulfill the Great Commission, you can support us with whatever you can give at harvest.org/donate. Again, that's harvest.org/donate. And thanks so much.